Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well today. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the agents in the Soul Trap community, agents in the truth community, but specifically Soul Trap. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it seems pretty obvious to me that most of these Soul Trappers, they seem to be stuck in their own lane when it comes to just talking about the Soul Trap topic, and they don't really get into any other conspiracies. They seem to be sort of like in the middle on certain things, and they don't really take a side, which for somebody like me who's been researching conspiracies for several years now, it becomes quite evident as to certain events and happenings in the past that were faked, that were staged. It becomes pretty obvious, but they kind of take the side of well, it could be this, it could be that, the earth could be flat, the earth could be a globe, it doesn't really matter, that kind of thing. And I think it does matter, because I think the truth matters, and that's what we're all here for, and that's why we've come to the Soul Trap topic, is because of the truth. So I think truth matters in those other topics as well, such as like flat earth, for example. I don't know if Howdy Mikowski would, for instance, Howdy will talk about, the Soul Trap, and, I have my own sort of like disagreements with him on things, of course, but he never will talk about any other conspiracies. They just act like it doesn't matter, it's not important. But that's like a way to find out, like, okay, did this person really do the research? Is this person legit or not? And if they're not able to talk about other things without being like, well, who cares? What does it matter? We live in a simulation and blah, blah, blah. Who cares, if the earth's flat or not? And to me, that just rubs me the wrong way. To me, that just tells me that they are an agent. I don't know if Howdy would say that, on 911, that there were no planes that day, that it was a media hoax. I don't think Howdy would ever say that. I don't think Forever Conscious Research would ever say that. If you have a clip or anything that proves that, definitely post it below. But, like Lion Sword, it's this other, like I don't know if you guys heard of Lion Sword. It's a channel that TSM talks about a lot. There's another guy, it's like, you get a lot of people following him, and what conspiracies does he talk about other than just, this realm and shit, like, and others too. Tony Sayers, he doesn't really talk about any conspiracies. It's just all just like the same script that they talk about with the Soul Trap, the same thing over and over again. And I think that they're misleading us in a lot of ways. One thing that I find interesting about the Soul Trap community as well is with all these, bigger channels, even small channels, is how they just really don't talk a lot about reality. And I don't know about you guys, but, I get a lot of interference in my consciousness, like a lot of thoughts that come in, and, streams of thought and stuff. And they're not always good, and when I have those, if I'm tuning into something, like a show, a movie or something, I don't watch a lot of that stuff, but I usually watch it to see the programming, and it's kind of entertaining to me to see kind of what they're doing and how they're trying to program us. So I'll do that, and then, what was I trying to say there? So, I watch, like, anything I watch, like, it might put me in a negative mood, right? So it could be talking about, like, a YouTube channel, like a truth channel that talks about, like, a lot of fear, like the jabs, right? The fear of the jab, that it's going to just exterminate all these people. And of course that hasn't happened. It's probably never going to happen that way. They like to do things very slow over time. Okay. There's a lot of fear-mongering in the community. There's a lot of just lies. There's just a lot of like predictions that don't come true. A lot of channels just talking about food prices. And I understand that, that is a reality, but, these kind of things have happened in the past where, there's a lot of inflation, like that happened back in the 70s in the US. There's just a ton of inflation, and then things kind of level out for a while. So, Now, that might not happen. Maybe prices will just go up, but like they still need to keep the machine alive. They still need to keep us working. They need to keep us doing stuff. So it's just one of those things where it's just fear-mongering to me, because these things just don't ever seem to happen. So, so that happens a lot too. A lot of pushing fear, food prices, gas prices, the homeless situation, the housing market, situation, just the cost of living in general, just being so high. It's like, okay, we know, but like that, there's nothing you can do about that. What you can do about that is, improve your skills, duh. But like, have a more positive mindset about yourself, and that you can do it, and believe in yourself, and you will find something. It'll be all right. Remember, this is a simulation, so you can drive it. You can drive part of it. I don't think you're 100% in control. We have a very powerful mind, and I think that's what's been lost in the truth community. That's what's lost in the soul trap community. Is the power of the mind. It is incredibly powerful. You can do things that you never thought possible through your belief in yourself. It's amazing. You guys should fucking try it, because I bet a lot of people don't. I bet a lot of people are always in this kind of constant sort of like on edge, that feeling, and not feeling empowered at all. And so you don't really know what it's like to feel empowered. You don't know what it's like, to have that positive thinking, not positive thinking where it's like you're just ignoring, dark things that are happening. Of course not. And I want to get to that as well, because that's very interesting. That is another thing, because like I said, like, who talks about this kind of stuff? They're just very surface level stuff, but who talks about the fact that it's like, the truth is here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have happy thoughts, or I have positive thoughts and I feel good, or I have negative thoughts and I feel bad. That is a reality of this realm. Why is that? That's what I wonder. I ask that question. Why do I have the ability to make my human experience better? I have that ability through the power of thought. And you can program your thoughts. It gets easier over time to think positively by putting positive shit in your head or in your mind. You can't do that when you're tuning into these soul trap channels that just talk about just all the horrors of this realm. We know that. I completely understand that. But if you focus too much on that, guess what? You're just going to be down in the dumps. You're going to be miserable, and you're not going to have the best experience you could have. And quite frankly, you're probably not going to get out of here. I'm just telling you. So the soul trap community, bunch of fucking agents, as you all know. I hope you know. I know it. There's 100%. That's why I'm doing this channel, because this is how I find out who the fucking agents are, because some of them fuck with me. And if they fuck with me, I know that they're a fucking agent, because I know I'm not. Because I know they don't do their fucking research and whatever. Like Aaron fucking Haywood. I like to call him Aaron Gaywood. That guy, thinks that I'm, playing a different character. I'm playing a couple characters on YouTube, and, so I know, oh, that guy's a fucking agent. That was an easy one. So these guys, they just push a lot of fear and a lot of negativity, and they don't give you any solutions. Like, what the fuck? At this point, it's like, what do I do? I mean, I don't feel like I'm preparing myself, for the afterlife like I should. Because everybody's just down in the fucking dumps. I did this video called Be the Hero, and it's so fucking true. TSM will say, be the Viking, and he's absolutely right. You got to be powerful. You got to stand up to these fucking demons. And you can't do that with all this negative fucking nonsense, negative thoughts, which is just thoughts, just disempowerment. It's like, how many hours do you have to sit and watch, a YouTube to be told about how the fucking gas prices are going up, or how, the food prices are going up, or, how, people are suffering in this realm, and all the stuff that's going on. Duh, obviously. That stuff's been going on since you were born here. There's no different. So yeah, be aware of it. Turn your head over, turn your head to the right. Turn it to the left. Look around. See that? Yeah, I see it. It's there. but then go look straight at what you're trying to accomplish and what the target ahead, which is really to become the best version of yourself and to free yourself and to know yourself. You know, that's the most important thing. And to know that you are not the body, you are not this avatar. And then there's all these other channels. What do you guys think of this? So then there's these other channels that like talk, like basically they're just like beating around the bush of like self-exit, you know, premature exit, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, if you use certain words, you know, YouTube gets mad at you and whatever, but you guys know what I mean. You know, ending this existence early, right? There's a lot of channels talking about that. You know, I kind of, it's interesting because I don't trust them. I think that they are actors. I think they're agents. Again, you know, once again, they don't talk about how there were no planes on 911. They don't talk about how the CV was a complete fucking hoax. Okay, non-existent. You know, they don't talk about how, you know, the bang bang events, if you know what I mean. You know, on the television, you know, how those are fake, scripted and fake. You know, they don't talk about how the news is like fucking 90% plus fake, you know, and or if not all fake. Who the hell knows? I think maybe some local stories are real, of course, but 24/7 news coverage and all the major networks, it's mind control and it's programming. It's an effective way of programming. After they had the radio just wasn't cutting it. So then they introduced the television. But these agents, they don't talk about that shit. They're just like, oh, you know, this place is hell, and, you know, you're not the avatar, you're not this body, and blah, blah, blah. And they're just very demonic, and they just seem very evil, and they put you in a low, quote, vibration, for lack of a better term, like a better word. They put you in a low vibration. And then you just feel like crap. Then you're more in fear, and you're more fucking worried about what's going to happen. Oh my God, am I going to get out of here? Am I not going to get out of here? What if it's not like that? What if we're all being fucking duped? What if I'm being duped? I'm not saying to ignore. Don't ignore the darkness. The darkness is where you find the light, I think. The darkness is really where you find the truth. I'm all into that. But man, step outside for a second. Get some sunlight, you know, and, you know, step out of that rabbit hole for a while. And then go back in when you're ready, you know, and kind of come in and out. Don't stay there too long. But I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick of these agents. I'm sick of all this. It's just bullshit. Because obviously they've got these agents here, you know, gatekeeping. You know, so us normal folks, you know, we can't collaborate and talk. They're always involved in everything we fucking do. You know, they're always like fucking with everything and messing with us and deceiving us. And then they're the channels that people want to watch and listen to. You know, because they've got a cool background. They've got like some fucking spiraling shit going in the background that fucking hypnotizes you. It pulls you in. And they do that on purpose. You know, and you guys see it, you know, you guys see the bricks in the background. You see the hand sign, the diamond sign, the 666 hand sign. You know, the all-seeing eye everywhere. You see this shit everywhere. It's just really ticking me off. It's crazy. With these agents. Like, this is not just like these huge channels and shit, you know, with 100,000 subs. These are smaller channels. And like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, so, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, is it a hell realm? Yeah, it's a hell realm. But, you know, like I was saying in my last video, you know, we need to get a better word for hell because it's much more complicated than that, folks. It's very complicated. So back to the self-exit thing. I want to talk a little bit about that. It's interesting because I don't promote that. I don't encourage that. My personal stance is like, why not just learn as much as you can here while you're here? You know, and you know, and then when it happens, just prepare. You have more time to prepare. And like I said, these guys pushing that, I think they're fucking agents. Don't get me wrong. But then I'm wondering, like, how come people in the soul trap community, how come they're not like, because like if this is supposed to be a soul trap and it's supposed to be hell, then why are people against self-exit? Wouldn't that make sense? You know, I'm not for it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it at all. Not at least not anytime soon. No way. But like, that's our biological instinct, is to stay alive. So like, that's me saying like, oh, I want to stay here so I can learn more, so I can be more prepared. But maybe that's just my biological instinct, and that's not really, maybe the best thing would be to do that, because it's like, woo, I'm out of here. Maybe that's the ticket to freedom. Maybe it is self-exit. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not encouraging that. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want anybody to do that. Especially if you're not ready. I mean, do what you want, but you better make sure you're 100% ready and you know exactly what you're doing. I'm not planning on doing that. That shit creeps me out. Once again, maybe that's a biological urge. It's uncomfortable to talk about these things. I don't want to sit here and say we should do anything like that, but that's what everybody's saying. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's like, and then I'm like, well, why not? But I'm not encouraging it. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being curious. I'm just a spirit here, a curious spirit who's, wouldn't harm a thing, and just has no agenda. I just want to know. I'm just like, I want to know everything. That's the thing. Like, I have this drive, like this. I just have this like internal, just like itch. I just have this itch that I just want to know everything, and I want to know how everything works. I want to know the whole, universe, or the whole matrix, and then what's outside the matrix, which there's probably nothing outside the matrix. Basically, the matrix is you. It's your mind. Your consciousness could be just creating all of this shit. Because it's not like is there space? Are you walking around? Like when you're outside the body, are you actually moving around? Or is it all in your consciousness, giving you the impression, the illusion that you're moving around? But everything's just right here, right where you are. That's maybe all of reality, all of existence is just right where you are, and it's your imagination that creates everything. But then, well, how did I get here? Well, maybe, I it's funny because like everyone says, oh, AI created this realm. Everything is AI. I'm probably AI, not me as my spirit, but I mean my body and the biological shit. All that's probably AI and whatever. Everything's fucking AI. Okay, fine. I get it. But we're these powerful creative creatures. AI cannot create, right? So that means AI did not create itself. If AI cannot create, then AI cannot create itself. It can only make copies, right? We know that. So then it can't create itself. So what created the AI? We're supposed to be I believe I'm an eternal being. That I did not have a starting point. I will not have an ending point. Okay? And that's not a consensus within the community, but generally speaking, I think most would say that we are powerful creators. We are powerful creative beings. Well, okay, maybe we created the AI. Maybe we created all this shit, and maybe things kind of got a little out of hand. Maybe in some way I wanted to experience evil. Not necessarily come here to experience evil, but just in general. So I created something kind of evil, but it just took on a life of its own, and it just kind of got a little bit out of control, and I got kind of sucked into it, and I couldn't find my way back out because I didn't even really know where I was. So just because we are these powerful creative beings, it doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that everything we do is perfect and we're aware of everything. I mean, I would say that if I was aware of absolutely everything and knew everything, that would get boring at some point. I would probably want to put myself in some sort of simulation or something where, I don't have all my memories. I don't know everything because, like I said, that would be kind of boring. I certainly wouldn't wipe my entire memory. I wouldn't erase everything. I think that's stupid. So I'm here and I don't have any memory. So I don't think I did this to myself necessarily. It's like you created the AI, and then the AI controlled you before you could realize it. And then now we're in this soul trap where we are pressured or forced, tricked into this place in some way. We're pulled in here. Okay. because of something that I created or we created. Or there's some spiritual being out there that is separate from us, and they created the AI. And there's evil beings out there, evil spirits out there. But that's like, well, then who created the evil spirits? Who created the good spirits? How the fuck does that work? I don't think it works that way either. I think we need to take responsibility for some things. Not for this place. This place is a shithole. But I think that, not for all the ills here and not for all the suffering here. I don't think we should take responsibility for that. So don't get me wrong, but I think we need to take responsibility that we have more control over things than we think, and we don't. That's one thing too. Like, I keep going all over the place, but a lot of the people will say in Soul Trap that we don't have any control. Basically, like we have no control. Well, that's just going to make you not do anything, right? It's going to make you not find freedom eventually. It's not going to make your life situation better. It's not going to make anything better if you don't think you have any control. I think we do have some control. Not everything, but we do have control, and we can kind of change our script a little bit, for sure. But you have to be the hero, be the Viking, right? You have to be powerful within yourself, have a very high belief, and have a desire, have a really strong desire. And how many of you have that? I don't even have that. I think I'm getting there. I think I'm close. Many, many years of working on that. But yeah, back to the agents. These guys don't talk about nothing, but they stay in their lane. They don't talk about anything else. They don't talk about, how, how the world's a stage, right? They don't talk about Freemasonry at all. They don't talk about the Jesuits, the Jays, all that fun, all that fun stuff you learn, the truther, like the first level of truth, all that stuff. Like I said, flat earth. I know some of you are not flat earthers, of course, because you're just giving into all the programming. You are programmed. Sorry, hate to tell you. The thing that happened 5 years ago now, right? That thing, the boogeyman disease. What do you guys think of that, huh? You guys giving into the programming more now? Huh? It's like back when they had AIDS, back in the 80s, they used the PCR for that, and, Kerry Mullis was very unhappy about that. He's the creator of the PCR. He went on record to say it can't tell if you're sick. It can't tell if you have a virus. You can find anything through a PCR. So they did the same thing for AIDS. They do the same thing with the CV. And CV, I think, is not going to go away as far as in our consciousness for a while. Just like AIDS. I mean, when I was a little kid back in the 90s, in the mid 90s, they were still talking about AIDS. So, be careful. And that, creates so much fear. You can imagine at a young age, there was so much fear, AIDS and all kinds of stuff like that. Don't smoke marijuana, you won't be able to reproduce. It lowers sperm counts, all this crazy stuff. Maybe it does, but I mean, they make it seem like your fucking dick's going to fall off, so they scare the shit out of you. But that's the same thing with CV. I think it's something that it's going to be in the consciousness for a while. Now, many people think it's going to continue. They're going to do another pandemic soon. I could be wrong. I don't think they can get away with it right now. I don't think they can get away with it. They do things. They're very calculated with what they do. It's very slow. It's the frog in the pot of boiling water. Okay. You just, you turn on the temperature very low, and you slowly turn it up. And, before you can notice, and you're done. So, before you notice, it's like, oh, wait, now we're living in this cashless society where, there's robots everywhere, AI bots, and, there's, checkpoints for your Vs when you're driving along and traveling, and, and you got to get your temperature check, or you got to scan something to get into a store. It's like we're going to go from this to that, but it's going to be very, very slow with like back and forth, right? They might give you a little bit, right? They might make it seem like things are actually turning, there might be some like politics going on about cashless society where there's some like opposition to it, like, oh, we're not going to do that right now. So people start getting, kind of relaxing a little bit, like, oh, they're not going to do that. And then all of a sudden something happens, some event, and money's dangerous now. Cash is dangerous. It gets you sick. So now they're going to make it, get rid of cash, right? So that's kind of what they do. They go kind of play the game back and forth. They make you feel like things are going to, like something really bad's going to happen. Shit's going to hit the fan, like we're all going to be homeless and, whatever, and have to get, forced to get the jab or whatever and all this shit. And then they're going to but then they pull back. Like things go back to quote normal, right? And then they do something else, more fear. Then they pull back, more fear, pull back. But they're always inch by inch getting closer to their to their goal, to reaching their agenda, to fulfilling their agenda. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Man, there's a lot of demons out there. I'll tell you that right now. Good doesn't go very far in this world. Ethics doesn't go far. Most people don't seem to have any empathy at all. And I'm not a big fan of humans. I don't like humans. I mean, I go to the store, maybe the grocery store or whatever, and you just see people walking around. They just look like a bunch of sheeps to me, to be honest. And programmed and like robots. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if Howdy Mikowski has ever admitted that 911, had no planes on 911, or Forever Conscious Research, any of those guys. Like, do they talk about any other conspiracies? I would say no. And oh yeah, by the way, what is this bullshit? Why are so many fucking people defending Eric Dubé? I mean, you guys should know this by now. So I made the video, Nonconformist Radio was kissing Eric Dubé's ass. And Nonconformist Radio is supposed to be like one of us, right? And then like he's kissing Eric Dubé's ass. And then he ended up messaging there, commenting on my video. Check it out. Check out the video about, Nonconformist Radio kissing Eric Dubé's ass, or why is he kissing his ass? And he's like telling us truthers, right? That we're paranoid, that Eric Dubé is not an agent. We're just paranoid. So what do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments. But Eric Dubé is a well-known agent. He is a well-known flat earth shill. He came out when the whole flat earth thing boomed on the internet in 2014-15. I can get into that a little bit some other time, of why they might have done that and all, but the guy's got Illuminati symbolism all over him. He likes to dress up as a lady sometimes and do really bad impressions about other flat earthers or truthers or whatever, like Patricia Steer. I just think he enjoys dressing up as a lady. That's why I kind of joke about it, because he enjoys it. That's why I bring it up. It wasn't like I wouldn't dress up as a lady, and a lot of people are like, oh, like they think it's cool. Well, they're a bunch of fucking lefties. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not dressing up as a fucking lady. What the fuck's wrong with you? And then go on camera and shit. That's some fucking agent shilly shit that they do. And you guys are baby truthers, and you're not going to listen to me, and you're going to think you're right and all, because everything's based on your fucking feelings. But yeah, Eric Dubé is a known shill. Like I said, he's pushing veganism. He's dressing up as a lady. He's pushing a circular sun, over the AE map, which has been debunked. That map has been debunked a long time ago, especially the circling sun and moon. That is not the way the sun works. The sunset hours are wrong. Sunrise, sunset, they're wrong in so many locations. They're like exact opposite. It's debunked, and that's been debunked. It was debunked years ago, okay? But there's people still thinking Eric Dubé is some fucking hero. in the truth community, in my channel, in nonconformist radio as well. Because I only got 66% likes on that video. I got a bunch of dislikes because I was trashing Eric Dubé, their fucking hero, or nonconformist radio. I don't know. I don't know if that many people know who nonconformist radio is, but my God. I don't like hate the guy's shit. Like, I don't dislike his channel. I like some of his videos. I wouldn't watch it all the time, but I like some of his stuff. But then when he says shit like that, it's like, dude, you don't know what, now that makes me very skeptical of you. Maybe you're not an agent. You seem kind of like an agent. You seem like you're reading something when you're on videos and shit. You know, you also seem too fucking smart. Like, you talk like you're really smart, but I don't really think you're that smart. You don't seem like you know that much about this realm. Like, the obvious things, the surface level things you seem to know. But then it's like you're fucking kissing Eric Dubé's ass. So what the hell am I supposed to think of that? Am I supposed to just think that I'm paranoid? Oh, Eric Dubé's legit? This guy who reads a script, the guy who never does a live stream and talks to his audience. He's got an audience of like 150,000 subs or more, and he never talks to his audience. He's always got to have a fucking script. And then he's ripping off people in the soul trap community. He's ripping off soul trappers. Now he's talking about that because he's an opportunist, folks. He's just doing what's going to get him paid the most money, get him the most views. Okay, this is what these guys do. All right, so this guy is definitely a fucking agent. I'm not going to talk any more about it. I'm just saying it's fucking pathetic that I had so many dislikes on that fucking video. I don't care. You can dislike the video, but it's like, it just shows me. You can dislike any of my videos you want, but it just shows me where your guys' minds are at, or many of you guys. It's very sad. It's very pathetic, to be honest with you. And that Joshua S. John, that guy is such an actor. Like, why don't you guys see that? You know, and then there's all these people who go over there and they watch his shit and they love his shit because it feels good. I mean, because he's saying things we all want to hear. We all know, we all experience those things. It feels fucking good, but he's not really telling you, like, he's not talking the way I would talk about it. He's not talking about, like, Howdy Mikowski and how he's a fucking agent. He's not talking about how Forever Conscious Research is a fucking agent. These guys are all fucking grifters. He's not fucking telling you that shit. So who the fuck is he? Get out. Get out. You don't belong here. But hey, some of the videos, I'm not going to lie, he really does, you know, he did a good video about on the election day in the U.S. election. I thought that was a good video. I mean, it's not anything advanced, but I thought he did a good job describing that. You know, I'm not saying that all of his videos are bad. I'm just saying it's very depressing. His channel is very depressing, and he doesn't seem legit to me. You know, and he just came out of nowhere. These guys come out of nowhere. They get all these subs, and I think people like that stuff. They like hearing the same bullshit. I could come on here and talk about Hell Realm all fucking day. Oh, it's a Hell Realm, and life is eating life, and we have like all, you know, thousands and thousands of diseases, and we've got, you know, hurricanes and tornadoes and tsunamis and volcanoes, you know, and oh, you know, death, you know, and suffering here, and children, and that whole thing, and abuse, and I mean, no shit. I'm bored talking. I mean, if I talk about that stuff, I feel like you guys would get so fucking bored. But I think people like hearing that stuff over and over. They just like hearing the repetition over and over again. I hope that I can give you guys something different. I don't want to just give you guys, you know, the same shit every fucking day. Every day, the same nonsense, the same shit. I want to be genuine in what I'm saying. I want to be unique. I want to be authentic. It might not always be good. I don't always make good videos. That's fine. I didn't make this channel for anybody but myself. I made it for myself first, but it's also good, you know, if people resonate with it, and if it makes people feel like, hey, I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this. And that's important too. And that's also why I do it. But number one, I do it for myself. I do it so that I can talk to people about this stuff, because I can't talk to my family about it. I can't talk to people at work or whatever, or anywhere about it in my private life. So it's also venting. I need to vent this stuff as well. And then it's finding out who the agents are in shills. It makes it a little bit easier to find that out, because I know that I'm not one. So if I'm ever interacting with one or whatever, I can pretty much figure out pretty quickly. Like they could do a video about me and say, oh, look at what he's doing, look at what he's saying, and he's a shill. And I'm like, well, I'm not a shill. So you don't do your research. So you might very well be a shill, or they could misrepresent me as well. So if they misrepresent me, another thing that can show me that they're also an agent as well. So there's many things. I mean, like I said, Aaron Gaywood was saying that I'm, a call for an uprising, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's just a joke that guy even has any subscribers at all. It's an absolute joke. He won't let people comment in his comment section because he says that because of the trolls. Well, no, it's because you're fucking wrong. You're wrong about all this shit. And it's just people saying, dude, I'm not fucking, I'm not a call for an uprising. I'm not Forever Conscious Research. I'm not Howdy Mikowski. I'm not, whoever. I'm not Michael Jordan, the basketball player. I'm not, Tom Brady. I mean, whatever. It's just, those aren't the characters he usually uses, but, man, what a joke, that guy. Seriously. And he's like just fucking stupid. Oh, I'm the number one truther in Tasmania. Give me a fucking break. Who fucking says that they're the number one? I'm never going to say I'm the number one truther. Because I'm not. Because I don't know. I don't know if I'm the number one truther. So I'm not going to say I'm the number one truther. Only fucking losers will fucking say that. And they might say oh, my channel name, The Real People, that's a shill name. That's a shill. Well, you could think it's a shill name all you want, but I do it because it's easy to remember. It describes very well what I'm looking for is the real people. I'm looking for real people here. I want to interact with real people on the internet. Okay, genuine people. Even if we don't agree on every little detail, I want people that are legit and genuine. And The Real People is an easy name to remember. So everyone, because YouTube, we know they will unsub people. They've unsubbed a lot of my subscribers. Some people do unsubscribe on their own, I'm sure, of course. I know for a fact some people do, which is fine because a lot of times it's like, great, well, get out of here. You're not resonating with what I'm talking about. I don't really want you here anyway, so just leave. So that's fine. But it's when YouTube unsubscribes good subscribers or ones that actually do want to get notified. They do want to watch my videos and interact. That's when it pisses me off. But I don't care if people just want to unsubscribe. I don't care. That's not what I'm doing this for. So I'll probably lose a sub after this video is posted because I always lose a sub or two when I make a video. It'll be like a few minutes later I lose a sub. So I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, this has been quite a rant session. I like ranting sometimes and just kind of talking about random shit, which I think is good. And so I hope you enjoyed some of that at least. But I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. I guess they're trying to get rid of the here in the U.S. the penny. They want to get rid of pennies, huh? Oh yeah. So that's the beginning of the cashless society, of course. Oh, they just do things so slowly. It's just so painful. Oop, I just had a penny and dropped it. I got a bunch of pennies here in my car, but, he's doing a video in his car. What's wrong with him? But anyway, they do things slowly. So they'll take the penny away, maybe the nickel, maybe the dime, and then it'll be everything else. I don't know. It's just sick because we all know what's coming, but then we have to sit through it decades, a generation or two, whatever. We have to as they slowly, while all the sheeple out there are just oh, they're getting rid of the penny. That's such a good idea. I hardly ever use pennies. I can't remember the last time I used a penny. Oh my God. I always just use my debit card. That's what it is. That's what they think. And it's okay, well, do you ever think we have cash for a reason? Cash is good because, you can privately transact, huh? They're not going to, if they turn your card off, I still got cash. I can actually buy something. I can buy food, right? I can actually do something. But if they, put everything on cards and everything with, cryptocurrency, then, they're in control of all that. They can monitor everything and watch everything you got. And then that's just step number one. They'll probably do the digital currency, and it'll be kind of like it is now. There won't be any changes. You just won't have cash. You'll just use your card and whatever. But over time, they're going to start, you can't buy this, you can't buy that, or if you buy this, it's an extra charge or what. I don't know, but they're going to start restricting certain items, maybe certain things, maybe with certain people, you know, or you say something on social media they don't like. Oh, we're going to turn your card off for 2 days, or we're going to turn it off for a day, like they do on YouTube with strikes. You know, I know it's not a day or whatever. It's not exactly like that, but like, oh, then 2 days or then a week and then whatever. Like they might do shit like that. But I think that's in the future. Once again, they got to condition you and they got to condition everybody, get people used to it. So it doesn't seem like such a crazy idea. But yeah, it is definitely turning into idiocracy for sure. Well, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for you folks who tuned in to the very end of my rant here. But stay positive. I was about to say stay positive. Don't say that. Don't say stay positive. That's wrong. I shouldn't say that. Well, empower yourself. Be the fucking hero. Watch some I know I wouldn't tell you to usually watch movies, but watch like a hero movie, a movie with a hero, you know, which is a lot of movies like Die Hard. You guys seen that movie with Bruce Willis? That's a hero right there. So it could be Batman, Superman, or it could just be, you know, Bruce Willis and Die Hard. That's kind of my type of hero. Or watch my video, Be the Hero. I'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you.